Welcome to another episode of the Piano Ninja Tricks podcast. Hi, I'm Lisa Spector, your piano ninja and your host, making everything easier for you at the piano. We're approaching World Piano Day. Did you know it's a thing? The 88th day of the year, which is usually March 29th, but this year, because of leap day, it's March 28th, which is a Thursday. And we are celebrating World Piano Day big time this year. I am offering my very first live virtual Piano Ninja Tricks mini course starting on World Piano Day, March 28th, and we'll be covering some basic piano ninja tricks, but you'll get closer because it will have you on Zoom and an opportunity to win all sorts of awards as I get to know you and get to know your playing and get to help you make everything easier at the piano by practicing smart with my piano ninja tricks. So it's starting on March 28th. It will go through the weekend, ending with a virtual concert by me with one and two hands on that Sunday, the last Sunday of March. So there is a link below where you can sign up and look forward to meeting you on World Piano Day. It's time to celebrate our love of piano, don't you think? So speaking of love of piano, I'm bringing to you a piece that somehow I've been teaching a lot lately, which is this gorgeous second to last movement from the Schumann Kinderscenen, Child Slumbering. I'm sorry for anyone speaking German. I don't speak German, so I'm not gonna attempt the title in German. But the English translation is Child Slumbering, and that's exactly what it sounds like. So I'm teaching this, and I'm thinking about the voicing, which is very similar to Bach, because you have four voices going on. So it's really important that you practice those voices separately. And I'm sure there's other music you're working on, you could do this. So if I were to start learning this, I always start with the bass. So I'd start with these low thirds, make sure they're really consistent. We've talked about when you want consistent soft chords, really steady and keep your hand close and very little wrist motion. I'm very controlled with my wrist. I'm really solid with my wrist. There's other times I use my wrist a lot, but this is not one of them when I want consistent soft chords. So I would do that with the bass first, then I would do the tenor voice, making sure it's very legato and very much in the background, but very non-obtrusive and very consistent. I've had this 4 times already and it's exactly the same, so it wants to stay very consistent. With my right hand, I have my alto voice is just the chord notes. And again, I want consistency, and I get that by having my thumbs, I don't lift off the key, I don't use my wrist motion, I keep it very steady and solid in my wrist motion. Then I have the top voice. That B doubles with the alto and the soprano. I have this, I think, 2 times before it changes to the E. That was too loud, so I'm going to do it again. I want to notice that difference I've had. It's gone to the G and now it goes to the E. I want to notice that difference without being obnoxious, without accenting it, just it's very subtle. Everything about this movement is very subtle. So again, it goes to the E, and I'm singing on that E. Then I'm reaching for this high B. So I might take it's almost inaudible, but a tiny bit of time as like a singer, as if I would reach for that high B, which is a surprise. It's a beautiful surprise. And it goes back to the G again, and it goes the top note, ends with an E this time. And then that leads into the middle section. Now I have lots of voices, so I still have, that was too loud, a low bass, and I'm going to keep that very steady, very consistent, very little movement. My 5th finger is really not moving. Then I would practice this tenor voice as legato as I can be with this fingering. I'd probably even once do it with what I call an ideal fingering, and a fingering in which, if I didn't have all the other voices going on, what would I be playing? So that I could play it legato. I plant that in my ear, as I've talked about here, and then I model that with so much of just two and one, because I'm going to be using my outer fingers for the lower voice. Then with the upper chord, I still have different voices. So let's go to the alto. And then I have moving. Then I have the upper voice. And I'm going to do an ideal fingering first, again, just to plant it in my ear. So how would that sound with everything? I want to model that sound. It gets a little more complicated because I have more notes. I have so many notes in that chord that I'm playing two with my thumb, the lower voice. Making sure I'm shaping all the phrases and so forth. And then it comes back to this ABA, so it comes back to the beginning. So I'm going to play this for you. So really listen for all the voices, listen for the clarity, hopefully the simpleness, the subtlety, the little things that stand out, but it's very subtle. It's almost like Schubert, in the sense that, like, the best thing to do is just get out of the way and just let Schumann speak for himself and make this so beautiful. So such a gorgeous movement. I will play the Child Slumbering from the Schumann Kinderscenen, and enjoy. Hope you enjoyed that. There's actually almost four sections, because when the A section comes back, it's a little bit of a new theme, but it's the same concept with the voicing. So I bet anything that there's music you are working on now that you can apply that to, post a comment with some music that you're working on that you can apply, even if it's Bach, applying the different voices and practicing them separately. So hope you see you on World Piano Day on March 28th this year, the 88th day of the year, for our live piano Ninja Tricks mini course. And also there's a leaping is still going on too. So there's a free private leaping video for you when you sign up at lisaspector.com/leap, and you will be receiving that to a private YouTube link through an email series, and look forward to helping you with leaps as well. Thank you so much for listening. Since that created such a nice somber mood, I'm not going to end today with anything flashy. I'm just going to sign off, say thank you so much for listening. I know there's a million things you could be doing with your time, and I so appreciate you being here. If you have any friends, piano playing friends that would benefit from listening, please share this with them. Thank you. I'm Lisa Spector, your piano ninja.